Deep Jazz Media ist bei der zentralen Auftaktveranstaltung der deutschen Schach-Bundesliga in Mülheim an der Ruhr. Bei mir sitzt Almira Skripchenko. Hello.
Hello.
You play for Werder Bremen the whole weekend. Have you ever seen such a central opening in a Bundesliga or in another league with such an attendance?
Actually, I have been very much surprised because for the first time the teams play in the same place, and I think what most surprised me is the number of spectators. I think in Germany they love chess so much that I think people come here every day. They discuss games. They look at every statement and yes, analyze. There is a simultaneous with Victor Korchnoi. So I really think that's a good idea. So maybe it should be repeated.
One sentence about Victor Korchnoi, the great old man in chess, of course.
Well, actually, I have the privilege to know him a little bit, and I think it's an example for all of us because he's driven by his love of the game, and he always told me, "Oh no, let's analyze a little bit." So he would always spend time for some interesting ideas. So for me, he's such a character. So I'm really amazed by his personality.
Let's talk about your personality. Just for your information, Victor Korchnoi is just a few meters in the right of ours, playing simultan. But let's talk about you, Almira. You were born in Chisinau, Moldova. Can you tell us something about your place of birth?
Well, actually, when I was born, it was still Soviet Union. So it was the Republic of Moldova, one of the 15 republics. And it's quite a small republic compared to all of us. So we speak Russian and Romanian. And I was born in a family of chess teachers. So my mom and my dad spent almost all their life teaching kids. So they gave also everything to chess. So that's why I know how important is passion and love for the game. And they also taught me, and they devoted their life, if not for my career, but for my education. They gave everything so I could basically play better chess and maybe have a better life than they did. Because older generations, they had life which was very difficult, especially in the Soviet Union.
Before we talk about chess a little bit more, let's talk about your way of life. At the end of the 90s, you went to France, and then 2001, I think, you became a French citizen. 2001 or 2002, I think?
2000, yes.
Yeah, 2000, okay. Is there any difference, of course there is, between chess in France and Moldova, or what would you say?
When actually I immigrated to France in 97, well, end of 96, 97, so, I actually witnessed the difference towards chess, also education and the way people regard chess players, because I benefited from the Soviet chess school still, and I still remember the epic matches of Karpov and Kasparov. We watched them on TV, people were attending them, and when you come to France, then basically if you tell people you're a chess player, they ask most of the time, and what do you do for a living? So they do not perceive it, at least at the time. It was quite a difficult way to at least to have a living, especially for a woman. But now the French Chess Federation have made a lot of efforts, and we see a new generation of players like Vachier Lagrave, Bacrot, and Laurent Fressinet, who represent French chess school actually now at the very elite level. And so I hope that this will continue. There is a lot of things to change in the mentality, but we have to understand that chess is still a game which cannot aspire to be accepted also by everyone. So it's a difficult life, so it's understandable.
You've already mentioned Laurent Fressinet. You are married with a French grandmaster. He's your husband, and you both have a daughter, 4 years old, I think. 4.5, yeah. What's about Ludivine?
Yeah.
It's correct. When you and your husband are traveling around and playing chess, does she come with you or attends you?
Well, actually, it's not easy, and we are not the only chess couple who have like a small child. A lot of friends of ours, especially for example Daniel Friedman and Azaz Zatonskih, and my very good friend Alexandra Kostyanyuk and Natalia Zhukov, we all have actually children of the same age, and I think this is like one of the first generation of chess couples which has to witness this because all of us are playing, all of us are professionals. Before it was not, and basically sometimes they come with us, and I also play poker. So sometimes she came with me to the poker tournament, which was very fun. And then poker players they ask me, okay, and when you don't have to go, who sits with her? So then I said with my husband, and then but we also have a help of my mom. So yes, which is very important. Otherwise, it's not so easy. But I think children of chess players they get to know this atmosphere in a very natural way. Like a game is a part of their life immediately. So our daughter, of course, plays chess already a little bit. She plays cards, and it's almost like an exercise for kids. So they for their development. I think it's a very interesting way to educate children.
So maybe she will become a woman grandmaster or international master as you are, or would you say I don't want it? I would say it belongs to her. So
I would most I will think most that it belongs to her, not like our generation of parents who pushed us a lot because no pressure. And I think it's also very important to develop an artistic expression in a child. Chess, of course, is one of this, but there are a lot of things to explore. So, in order to find yourself, so maybe she will become an artist or a chef because we don't cook. So our hopes are on her. So she would cook for us.
do you have ambitions to get the grandmaster title by men?
Well, actually, I had this ambition before, but when I was training a lot, like when I was a European champion, I made my GM norm, and then I missed several by half a point. But then I think it's um, rather inadequate to think that I'm becoming a grandmaster if you don't work. So everything is linked together. And now that I've spent a lot of time playing poker, I think that uh, I have to be very objective about my own abilities. So if I can help my team in France or in Germany, then I'll always do my best. But I very, very seldom have the opportunities now to play for the GM norm. So maybe, but I have a grandmaster at home who is beating me all the time. So
So, sorry. So you play at home against your husband, or you analyze together?
oh yeah, of course. For example, I played the World Championship last year in December, and actually I did very well because I actually said to my poker team that I will dedicate my time to chess now. So I prepared a lot also with Grandmaster Chernin. We did some training sessions with Laurent. We did a lot of practical games and studies, so and openings. Uh, he trained me a lot, and we play a lot of rapid and blitz. So that's maybe why I won all my matches in tie breaks, because when you play against him, you have to try everything because you will never get anything. So it's your last chance. But sometimes pieces fly. I have to admit.
And sometimes you win.
Yes, when I win, he doesn't like it. He actually becomes very angry. He always have a winning position anyway. Of course.
No chess player can stand losing a game. But what would you say was your freakiest game? Not at home, not in private. You ever played?
Well, actually, when you have sent me this question, I had a look at my games and I remembered this because I think subconsciously I wanted to forget it. It was in Krasnoturinsk. There was this, like the strongest women's tournament. They started to organize it in 2003. So I played in the first edition and I actually came last. I was very I was out of form, and I had this game against Svetlana Matveyeva where I was worse out of the opening, but then, as usual, I started to create some crazy counterattack. And of course, with the 30 seconds on the clock, both of us, we managed to produce a completely crazy game when her king, under my attack, went from G1 to A8. if you will look, I think, and under such pressure and stress, and I still managed to lose it and didn't mind her. So I think I wanted to forget it. But then I remembered that at that time I said to myself, okay, I'm coming back. And the next year I actually won the tournament. So I, I wanted to prove that I was still able to play. But I think this like was the game which have left such an impact on me. I said, okay, never ever again. So I tried.
Last question about chess. What would you say is the most important advantage or big point to play chess? What is exciting? What makes it exciting for you?
Well, of course, when you start as a child, you do not ask yourself all these questions. The game is just symbolically very rich, and where there are a lot of kings, knights. If you apply these symbols to history, and well, I think it's really very interesting. It's also very creative. So as a kid, you just play, and then I think it's a very good mean not only to develop a passion and good working skills towards something, because the game is really very difficult, so you need at least 20 years to get to some reasonable level. Yeah, so whole life it's like studying the game, of course. And so it's just the way I have chosen in life, so I think it develops your personality, makes you understand a lot of things, and it's maybe philosophically you can apply this way of life towards the like learning, because you always have to ask yourself questions and learn in order to understand things. So chess is metaphorically probably also this way of life. So uh, one of those. So, and I happen to share this passion with a lot of yes, players.
So you're a mother of a 4-year-old child, you are a chess professional, but you also started another professional career in poker. When did you start playing poker?
Actually, I discovered the game in 2003 when, like, my friends they said to me that they would go play a poker tournament. I was completely surprised because I said to myself, poker, I had these epic images from some American westerns, or and I said, okay, can I go? And then it happened that this day I went to the final, and so of course I was completely bewitched by the game, but I couldn't take it up seriously. I was playing one or two tournaments. I played a little bit on the internet, and I started like classical education by sit and go, so like what every poker professional does. And I also participated in a celebrity show uh, where they invited sportsmen, showbiz celebrities, and poker players so to play poker games. So at that time, I was considered a chess player. So I finished actually second. But at that time, I think the poker professionals remembered me, and then in 2008, when they created the professional team Winamax, which represented French poker, and they actually invited me to join them, and they offered me a sponsorship contract. Everyone knows that it's very difficult actually to play poker tournaments, so I was really very lucky because they were interested in my image as a chess player, and maybe to legitimize the like my not only mine but actually the way how society view poker, so in order actually to change this image, because yes, of course, because if a chess player defends the colors, so maybe like you could influence many more people.
Would you say, is there any similarity between chess and poker?
Yeah, of course, I cannot deny it because both games are very complex. So you need basically the same skills, a lot, like your analytical mind, strategical abilities, also concentration for long hours, a lot of work. So basically the same, and but you should also develop some other abilities. For a chess player, it's not so easy to bluff, but more you learn, you understand that bluff is something very rational. and you should also observe your opponent much more and look for psychological dimension, which you not always do in chess because you are mostly have scientific approach. So you're trying to make the best move. Sometimes the best move is not the best against the same opponent. So I actually start to do this now in chess. Poker has helped me develop some different approach. I study the opening. I say, okay, I have never played it, but I gamble, and that's actually something very interesting.
Can you compare what you feel when you make a bluff at poker? Maybe you go all in, and when you compare it with chess, you sacrifice a piece. Your heart, of course, is beating much more than normally. Can you compare it?
Yeah, of course you can compare it, but in chess, hopefully you can calculate up to some point, and then it gives you a little bit more confidence. In bluff, this could be also in poker. This could be also rationalized. You could have like a very emotional all-in, but normally all the parameters are taken into account, so you could do this. I think that I have never done something really crazy. Okay, happens because you have to also to take care to understand how people perceive you in poker. So sometimes it allows you to do some tricky things because they think that you cannot do this, and but as long as you play, you also learn. And yes, these emotions are very strong. Sometimes it takes me quite a lot, so I could be rational again. So the bluff passed, and then I sit and I have to recompose myself, so I will be able to concentrate. Yes.
Last question, what would you say, what is more exciting, chess or poker, or what will you do in 10 years? Still playing chess or still playing poker, or both, or have another children?
Uh, th- well, the more you live, the more you understand that it's very difficult to see where you're going to be in 10 years. Uh, yeah, of course. I really think that uh, one of the most important points is that I think that I cannot exist without games. There's something which chess or poker, I think that both complete me a lot. So as I told you, philosophically, when you search for the truth, which could be compared to analyze, and in chess, poker develops some other skills in you which allow you to know each other, yourself, and sometimes you need this confidence without knowing, because it's a game of complete information. So sometimes you have to feel, to understand that you cannot know everything, which makes me also much more calm, and I accept more things now. But so I don't know if there will be a school for children. I really don't know. I love both games, so I just hope I could beat my husband more often.
So we wish you good luck for this aim or for the future and for many other chess tournaments. Of course, we are more interested in see you playing chess here in the German Bundesliga or at other tournaments. Which the next tournament you will play?
Actually, this year I will also play the Mind Games, which is a part of FIDE project and the chess development. I think under the patronage of Olympic Committee. It will be in China, and there will be 16 players in the men's group and 16 players in the elite of chess players, and we will play Rapid Blitz and also Blindfold, which is a very difficult exhibition, and it would be also part of other games like Shanji, the Chinese chess, bridge. I think no, there will be no poker, but Go and I think draughts. So it will be a very important exhibition towards the movement of including chess and the Olympic Games, or at least as an on an exhibition level. So maybe Sochi already will have chess. I don't know, in the 2012.
So again, good luck to you, and thank you for being here in our mobile studio at the German Bundesliga in Mülheim. Thanks a lot.
Vielen Dank.
In German?
Vielen Dank und auf Wiedersehen.
Well done.
What can else I can say?
Please.
No, it was. I remember because I took very little German lessons when I was 20, actually, and then of course with all this year of playing Bundesliga, I understand everything. But like phrases, wie viel Uhr treffen wir uns, will be very difficult.
Very difficult, yeah. But very good. Also sehr begabt, sprachbegabt. Guten Tag natürlich, kennst du auch.
Yes, of course. Bis später.
Gut, dann sag ich Spasiba und do свидания.
До свидания.